Hi everyone, and welcome to Identifying Your Fears. So in the last training, Coming Back to Your Truth, we spoke a lot about, or I spoke a lot about who we really are, and if we embrace our entire being, then our entire human experience, then we have to confront the what's the word? We have to get real about the fact that we have this fear-based energy within us, and that is called the ego. That's what I'll refer to that as, the fear-based energy within our mind. So the fear-based energy is that ego voice within our mind that creates all of the limiting thoughts that we have, all of those unhelpful and challenging thoughts that we have. And when we listen to those thoughts and when we listen to those thoughts, and when we take those thoughts as gospel, as truth, as our entire experience, then we are becoming overwhelmed by the fear-based energy. Now, when that happens, that means that we're completely out of alignment with our soul. So when we come back to our soul soul essence is love, and it's kind of it's the opposite to what the ego energy is. So the ego energy is dense, it's low, it's dark, and our soul energy, our loving energy, is light. It's raised, it's ascended, it's bright. It allows our true potential to come out into this world. So by allowing your desires to come into fruition, and by allowing your dream life to come into fruition, and by manifesting your visions, you really need to learn how to be aligned with your soul. So we're going to dive into 2 different daily rituals that you're going to begin. And the first one is journaling. So with your journal, I've got my journal here, and what you're going to do is at the back, or if you haven't used the back of your journal, you'll go to the back of the journal, and that will be the space where you write all of your fears down. Now, the reason we do that is because we can really get lost in our heads. So when we don't actually write down what's going on in our head, then it can get really messed up and mushed in with our soul thoughts, our intuitive voice, and our ego thoughts. So the reason why you need to write them down is so you become really clear. Because what happens is, in our heads, if we just have a conversation between our ego and our soul all the time, then that's where we get confused. That's where we are indecisive, and that's where we're doubtful and we're fearful, and we get in the way of allowing our true desires to come into fruition. So the first ritual that you're going to do with the journaling is you're going to write 5 fears per day. So you might like to consider a goal or a desire that you want to bring into this world, and you're going to write in the back of your journal 5 fears that are coming up. So 5 thoughts, 5 unhelpful thoughts or challenging thoughts, limiting thoughts that are coming up that also have corresponding emotions attached to it. So it's tricky stuff, and it's stuff that's uncomfortable, but the important thing is to become aware of it and become face to face with what is. So what is within your being, and a huge part of soul work and allowing your entire soul to be birthed into this world and express your true potential, you really need to embrace both the light and the dark within your being. So you need to write 5 fears a day. And to help you with that, it's a good idea to think of a topic, or think of an area of your life that you'd like to improve on, or so that could be your career, your relationships, it could be your home, it could be your health, whatever you like. Or you can consider, when you think about a particular vision or a goal or a desire that you'd like to bring into this world, just check in and notice what the ego is creating. Okay, so what thoughts are is your ego creating that's stopping you and kind of making you feel stuck to move forward? So write those fears down. Be very clear, be very authentic, and those fears are just for your eyes. So really, you can just be as open as you like. Okay. So that's the first ritual that you're going to do on a daily basis, and it's 5 fears. On top of that, just keep your journal with you throughout the day. So if you go out, put it in your handbag, or if you're at home, leave it on the kitchen bench, if that feels safe for you, because I know that there are some wandering eyes sometimes within the house. But I like to keep it on the bench because, and then it's easily accessible, because when I'm cleaning the house, or when I'm feeding my kids, or when I'm watching TV, sometimes when I'm out in the garden, watering the garden, these fears prop up. They pop up at any given time. So the more aware you become of those fears, the more potential you're bringing into this world, because if you allow your ego to continue to run your life, then you are limiting your potential and what you can offer yourself and this world. Okay, so just to recap, 5 fears a day, and keep your journal with you throughout the day in case any more pop up. The second daily ritual that I'm going to share with you is meditation. And meditation, for some of you, it's going to be a natural practice that's been solidified into your daily routine or your regular routine, which is great. And for some of you, meditation is going to be a brand new, scary, unsure kind of experience. And that's fine. That's fine. I'm a meditation teacher, and I love to share my passion for meditation because it really, truly changed my life. Once I was able to become aware of how my mind was working, and once I could train my mind to focus on what I chose to focus on, then I was able to really transform my life. So I have come from a long bout of depression, and with anxiety thrown in there as well, and I really lived a completely different life to how I live my life now. And a lot of that naturally comes down to my meditation practice. So the reason meditation is so powerful is because you're basically training your mind to focus on what you choose to. So rather than having this monkey mind, wishy-washy, your ego just chooses to create all of these thoughts, and you just naturally just believe them as if they're your reality, then that is not allowing your true potential to come into this world. And you're completely out of alignment, out of soul alignment. So by becoming aware of what's happening within your mind and your body as well, and becoming a curious observer and becoming fascinated with what is happening, and not so when you move when you limit if you reduce your reactions and increase your awareness. Okay, so rather than reacting to anything or reacting to something, then you are just becoming aware of your reaction, or you're choosing to respond in a way that you have I'm just lost my train of thought. So I just want to make this really clear for you. So when you are meditating, you're learning how to respond rather than react. So by becoming aware of what your behaviors are and becoming aware of your thoughts and emotions, then you are able to choose to respond in a way that is in alignment with your soul, rather than your ego reacting and you feeling like you're out of control. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so meditation is also brilliant because it keeps you in the present moment. So the ego loves to delve into your past, and the ego also loves to delve into your future. Anything you're worried about is either in the past or the future. And when you meditate, you are in completely in the present moment. So time and space is an illusion, and we see that when we're connected to that collective consciousness. And it's that limiting blinker vision perspective that we have as human beings that gets us back stuck into those worries of the future and the pain or worries from the past. That's not to remove any acknowledgement of any pain or any serious concern about your future. It's about becoming aware of your behaviours and your thoughts. Okay, so we are going to do a short mindful breathing meditation just so you can get a feel for what it is for those of you who are new, and for those of you who are used to this, then you'll find this really quite simple. But in saying that, you know, I've been meditating since I was 15 years old, and sometimes some mindful breathing can be really tricky. It really depends on what state of mind we're in. Okay, this is also really great for people who suffer from anxiety and depression. And so if you're getting that, if you're feeling anxious, then the best thing that you can do is focus on your breath, which is what we're going to do. Okay, so closing your eyes when you're ready. And just drawing your awareness to the tips of your nostrils. And becoming acutely aware of those sensations just on the insides of your nostrils. As you do that, you might partially take your awareness to your whole body, noticing that your spine is straight and your feet are firmly planted on the ground. Or you're grounded the way you're seated on the floor. Now gradually taking all of your awareness back to the very tips of your nostrils. And really becoming aware of those physical sensations just inside the tips of your nostrils. Now become aware of the fact that you will have thoughts that come in and go. You might even notice that your mind wanders down particular paths with stories. And when you become aware that your mind has wandered down a path or to a story, without any reaction, just with love, draw your awareness back to the very tips of your nostrils. Perhaps you can hear your breath as you inhale and exhale through your nostrils. And perhaps you notice that there's more air coming through your left nostril, more so than your right nostril, or vice versa. Continue to breathe in and out at your natural pace through your nostrils, becoming acutely aware of those sensations attached to your breath. Knowing it's okay if your mind wanders. Once you're aware, gently draw your awareness back to the tips of your nostrils. Do this for 3 more rounds of inhales and exhales in your own time. And letting your focus go when you're ready. Take your awareness to your wider being now and notice how it feels. Giving thanks to yourself for giving you this gift of being present within your being. Drawing some gentle movements into your body, beginning with the tongue in your mouth, painting the roof of your mouth, wrapping your tongue around your teeth, licking your lips and swallowing. Drawing any other movement that feels right for you. Wriggling your fingers, toes, ankles, wrists. Maybe it feels good to rub the tops of your legs or arms. Smiling to yourself and opening your eyes. So part of this training, I am going to give you free access to the mindful breathing audio that's on my website, and I'll post the coupon code for you. And I wish you well with these 2 rituals, these 2 daily rituals of writing your fears down and doing your mindful breathing each day. Enjoy. Bye.